we're just gonna talk about the things you need to know before you get a puppy. Oh, I know, I know, I know. So this is Mr. Skipper. He is 6 months old. He loves playing. He loves his new discoveries, and he is a good boy. He is a Shorkie and a Bichon. So his mom was a Shorkie. Well, his mom is a Shorkie, and his dad is a Yorkie. He is a good puppy, and number one would be you need to make sure you have done your research in terms of what kind of a puppy you are looking for. Number two, you need to be prepared to be patient. You need to be prepared to have a lot of empathy because you both are building trust. And then the third point is you need to make sure you have a good vet to make sure your little friend has all his vaccinations. You need to make sure that you have enough funds to fulfill all those requirements. Then number four, let's talk about the obvious things that you will need. That is a crate, a blanket, of course a few chew toys in the beginning, because puppies are biters and they would need a good chew toys. So we always talked about having puppies, but we never really knew what really goes into it, or we didn't do research in terms of what kind of breed we want. I actually just went by my instinct. Me and my husband, we were having lunch one day and I was just seeing puppies online and I saw Skipper's picture and something happened in my heart and I knew that I wanted to meet him. So I think at about 2:30 we finished having lunch and we got out of the restaurant and I told my husband, you know what, I need to meet this puppy today. And my husband thought it was just one of those things I say that, oh, tomorrow I want to become like an astronaut. He thought it was one of those things because I am crazy like that and I say things like that, so you can't really blame him. But then I was adamant that I want to see this puppy and he was like, okay, then I'm gonna message the person who had Skipper. So my husband sent a quick text to him and he replied within not even 10 minutes and he was like, hey, I am free today, you can come take a look at the puppy. And I was like, oh my god, like my heart just couldn't stop pounding and I could just feel some kind of connection. So we ended up going in the evening actually to see Skipper. I fell in love. He had 3 brothers and 1 sister, but Skipper kept coming to me. I took him in my arms and he wouldn't let go. He didn't want to go. He looked at me right in my eyes and oh my god, it was the most life-changing thing I have experienced in the longest time. I just knew that I wanted to have him. So there was a lot of convincing to be done to my husband because we were like, we knew we wanted a puppy, but we didn't know if we were ready in terms of giving it the time he required at that point. But my heart just knew I wanted it. So the next morning we had a trip planned to Banff and then we ended up going there and talking about it a little bit more. And next morning turns out we did put a deposit on him and in a week he was home. First we were working full time when we bought Skipper in, but we made it work. I made sure I took at least 4 days off for him so I could be with him, build that little trust in the beginning. My husband would wake up at 5 a.m. and make sure he plays with him, feeds him and things like that, so he feels a little bit comfortable. So you need to have that mindset that for the next 2 to 3 weeks you will, like, your priority should be your puppy because you both are building trust with each other. He's trying to learn your personality, you're trying to learn his personality, so it's very, very important that you give that kind of time. You need to have lots of love. You cannot have a puppy and then you think that, oh, I'm not in a mood right now, I have something else to do, so let it do what it is doing. No, you have to make sure that you are devoting that time. Potty training is crucial for both you and your puppy. Slowly you can move from feed-pat train puppy to potty training the puppy. That's what really works for Skipper. He is 7 months, like I was saying, and for the most part he is potty trained. We make sure we take him out every 2 hours so there are no accidents, and we haven't had an accident for a good month or so. Oh no, except the one time he did pee in the bedroom, but I mean, again, when you get a puppy, you should be prepared for things like that. Another thing that comes to mind was you need to work on really building a schedule for your puppy. You need to make sure he eats his first meal on a certain time, he eats his second meal on a certain time, he eats his third meal on a certain time, he goes pees at a certain time, he goes poos at a certain time. That way it makes life easier for both of y'all. Again, having a puppy, it is really joyful, but it is a lot of work. So you need to make sure that you have the time. If you have the time, you need to make sure you invest the time. You need to make sure that you are prepared to compromise on your sleep, because the first especially month or so, you would have to be prepared to wake up in the middle of the night and make sure he's okay, or maybe he'll need you for something, and then you need to make sure that you are prepared for that. You can't get frustrated about it. Well, you can get frustrated, we are human, but you can't ignore it out of frustration. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this. Of course, you will have a different journey with your puppy. Each dog, each puppy is different, and you will have to work on building the relationship, but I just thought it was a good idea to share what I knew. And of course, it's been just 7 months that I have him. Well, not 7, it's just been 5 months that I have him, and I am making discoveries every day as well. Do let me know if you found something interesting in this, or if you have some more questions about taking care of a puppy, or things to know before you get a puppy. Bye bye. Thank you.